Everybody, it's Stephen and Karen. Cheers.
Cheers.
And just water today.
Yes.
For
now.
For now, is one of the things that we're deciding. We're deciding on a topic to discuss today. And one of the things that Stephen has suggested is New Orleans needs to move. How do we do that? And if we can, is it actually still going to be New Orleans? So water being the principal problem with all of that, being
Yes.
that New Orleans will be underwater at the end of this century, I guess.
And where would we go, for crying out loud? You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
it would have to be upriver, of course. But Baton Rouge is not a place that I want to live.
No.
I mean, this is all going to happen long after I'm dead, but...
And a part of the study says it includes Baton Rouge.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And aside from, it occurred to me driving back from Brendan, thinking about it, aside from the aesthetics, et cetera, with New Orleans gone and Baton Rouge gone, all of the petrochemical industry between here and Baton Rouge gone, because you can't move oil and you can't move gas underground. That'll play real fun with the economy, for the rest of the country.
Part of me feels like it's just going to go underwater and disappear. And that the people will leave, but everything will just be, a city underwater, that in another century, people will, go scuba diving and swim through Bourbon Street and think that they can hear the sound of Al Hurt playing trumpet and such things.
That's so sad to me. I mean, just beyond sad. I mean, never experienced anything like that in our lives.
Well, we have. I mean, certainly parts of South Louisiana have disappeared and are disappearing as we speak.
Right, yeah.
In smaller communities, to be sure, but still.
When I was in the Jesuit novitiate at Grand Coteau, they showed us a place. It looked like a long ditch, a long, very wide ditch, and that's Grand Coteau, which is north of, maybe a little northeast of Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
That was, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't the Mississippi. I think that was where the Atchafalaya River at one time ran
there.
It ran there, and in the meantime, it's moved all the way over to the east. That was something to see.
So is that a man-made movement?
No,
or
it was nature. It just the river knew where it wanted to go, and it went.
Well, this is the nature. You're right. This is the nature of rivers: that they travel, they move around. Even great big rivers. I want to say, especially great big rivers, and we have used technology to try and keep the Mississippi where it is for a century now, and largely it's been okay, I guess, but continue to dredge it and continue to, levy it back, and I don't know.
And Mother Nature laughing all the time, saying, "Well, you're worried about what's up north. Look what's down south."
That's right. I'll just bide my time.
Yeah, Mother Nature wins. She's really no way around the old girl.
Yes, Mother Nature saying, "Ha ha! I was here long before you got here, and I'll be here long after you're gone."
Go. Yes, long after you've killed the planet, fucked up the planet, I'll be around to help start things again. And there's little Romeo.
Sure that Romeo doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to not be sniffing around that door. Okay? You do this.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry, everybody. But, and then, of course, Remus will come back and be pushing at that and wondering, what the hell happened? How come I can't get home? Oh, my God. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a good question, and I don't think anybody's talking about it. I don't think anybody's coming up with,
I
with
mean,
ideas, and I mean, I
study's
certainly
been,
haven't heard
the study's
anybody.
been out for, what, a week now, or maybe a little less than a week, but
Mhm.
certainly not the talking heads in Baton Rouge. I mean,
No, they're too
they're,
busy trying to find ways to criminalize being homeless. Did you hear about that? Oh my God.
what now? Good
Oh,
God.
geez, they passed legislation, some of the cruelest shit that I've ever heard. Basically criminalizing homelessness. And if you're found homeless, then the authorities can force you into either jail or treatment on, involuntary treatment for, whatever mental health or substance abuse or whatever. And you have to pay for it.
Hello? Hello?
Like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Are they crazy? Are they crazy? How is that going to help homelessness? It doesn't address any of the causes of people being unhoused, living on the streets.
And
It's just
making
the
them pay for
stupidest
it,
thing
that's
ever.
like what the Chinese did, the communists did up until, I don't know how long ago.
Mhm.
They would kill a member of your family and they would charge you for the burial.
Nice.
So,
Maybe that will be the next thing because this
and
the jail part of it includes unpaid labor, right?
and they charge you for the bullet. They charge you for the bullet.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Man's
So
inhumanity to fucking man. Oh my God.
Landry, take notes. You're just a big old
Yeah.
fucking commie, is what you are.
Sounds to me like that might be the next thing. Fuck.
Really, has
In the
that just been
meantime,
introduced or what?
yeah, I just read that like 2 days ago. Yesterday, I think it maybe even was. Yeah, I mean, and of course they redistrict, so there's
Right.
only one
Black minority.
minority district. So
Yeah, I mean, that is so much more important than saving 4.3 million people who are going to eventually drown,
yeah, but you know what? We got our stuff that we need to make sure that we as Republicans keep our jobs and continue to hold power in this state, which is a fucking disaster. And thank God for Alabama and Mississippi. Otherwise, we would be 50th in everything.
Really.
But yeah, let's not turn our attention to solving any of those problems. I had an interesting couple staying with me this week. They were from Baton Rouge. They were down here just for a quick, getaway, I guess. And sure enough, they're big Republicans, like capital R Trumpy Republicans. Sure. And I run a bed and breakfast, and I'm just going to say everybody is welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. If you're wearing a MAGA hat, you can come in. That's fine. You should expect to, have some questions asked of you, but you're definitely welcome to be here. But we almost never, ever, ever get seriously conservative people. And I think that's probably because I don't think that seriously conservative people stay in B&Bs. I think they stay in hotels.
Right.
I think that they are not comfortable or are less comfortable with the unknown or with the possibility that they might have to share the breakfast table with somebody that they don't agree with or doesn't look like them.
Oh my God.
It's like, it might have an accent or be a different color or all that shit. Anyway, I was really very surprised. And yesterday morning, and I don't even remember what it was that started it, but we ended up having a really, really very insightful and I thought productive political discussion.
And it was not acrimonious or anything?
It wasn't. I mean, the gentleman got a little acrimonious at one point because we were talking about voting rights and about whether or not you should have to have ID to vote, right? So I was saying, okay, well, I don't think that anybody has a problem with having ID to vote. But the Constitution says that you cannot have a poll tax, so therefore you can't require somebody to have a particular type of ID that costs money. well, but it's, you have to have ID to get on a plane or to get any, government resources or anything. I was like, yeah, but like those are privileges. Those are not, your unalienable right as an American citizen to vote,
Right.
sort of thing. So it was one of these, I did a little tiny bit of this, okay? I'm not above baiting people. Gently. It's like, come closer, come closer. And it's like, so I said, I don't think anybody would have a problem with, having to have voter ID to vote if, when they registered to vote, the government took their picture and put it on a card, and that became their card, and that the government paid for it, and it was automatic. And maybe it gets renewed every 5 years because it's a picture ID. Oh yeah, no, that would be really, really great. So you agree that would work, right? So, oh, that was a great idea. I think that we really, really should do it. I said, well, are you aware that 100% of the Republicans in Congress voted against exactly that in the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? They all voted it down. And, so it's like, they're doing this, they're doing that. Who are you talking about when you say they? I'm one of those theys. And he was all set to get pissed off, but no, you're not one of the theys. One of the theys is the elected officials who vote down these things that would make America better, that would make voting easier, that would make fraud, because they were absolutely convinced the 2020 election was stolen. They're absolutely convinced that voter fraud is rampant, despite all evidence to the contrary. And these are people that are just taking in, Fox News constantly. And they swore that they never watched Fox News, despite the fact that they also told me, oh yeah, because they were in class on Wednesday. It's like, oh yeah, we're usually in bed by now. We like to get in bed at 9 o'clock and watch Gutfeld, right? Which is fucking Fox News. So anyway, it's like, come on. But, we don't have those kinds of conversations. How did we get there from
I'm not sure, but
New Orleans is sinking?
That, to me, brings to mind the funniest line I think ever in All in the Family. Archie was sitting down with George Jefferson's brother, not George, but his brother. And they were going on and on and on. And George's brother says, in the midst of it, uses the term, you people. And Archie gets all upset. Wait a minute there, Jefferson. No, everybody knows you people are you people.
It's not us people.
I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah.
It was, and well, Archie delivered it so beautifully and whatever. Look at Romeo. Hey, he really is changed drastically in the last 2 days or 3 days.
He's going through a little stage where he doesn't really want to be touched. So yeah, I know, and I'm just covered in lacerations.
Yes.
Covered in lacerations.
Keep my blood type taped to the mirror when I'm around you.
That's right. So we have a new adopted cat.
He's going to be, or he already is hefty.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
He's round. He's round.
He's hefty. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's smaller than Remus by quite a bit.
Yeah, he is.
If I were able to pick him up, I would pick him up and show him to you, but I've been bleeding off too much from this cat, so I'm not going to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So what was the other topic that you said?
Oh, yeah.
Could we move New Orleans?
Well, there was New Orleans, and then if and when we win, the Democrats win, not we, Democrats win the House, should they begin impeachment proceedings against the creature in the White House?
I mean, to me, there's only one answer, and that answer is yes, of course they should. Despite the fact that it would probably go nowhere, and it will be seen as being, because the Republicans are just going to go ahead and say, oh, this is, this it's unfair and it's vindictive and this and that, which, of course is positively not the truth. I mean, this guy is doing all kinds of things that are against the law, that are absolutely illegal. They are criminally illegal. And I gotta tell you, if Democrats don't stand up and, grab their freaking decision-making tools and start doing what's right and holding people to account, man, we need a third party. We need a third party that's going to abide by the law and not do the whole, well, we don't want to look backwards. We want to look forward for all this fucking Smurfy shit. Fuck that shit. I want Nuremberg, USA, season 1 to start soon,
Get rid of Hakeem Jeffries, please.
Yeah,
oh my
he's
God.
gotta go. He's gotta go.
Poor baby. He's a nice guy, I'm sure, but my Lord.
He's just so ineffectual.
Watching paint dry is more interesting than listening to him talk.
It's true. I mean, this is the problem more than anything, is that when you're faced with a criminal political party that literally is just breaking all the laws and saying, fuck you, sue me. They don't care. You can't play fair in the way that you fight them. You can't.
No.
Because they don't care about the rules.
Exactly.
This is precisely the argument that they use to block gun legislation. It's like, well, criminals don't listen to the legislation, so you can't have those kinds of laws. You have to, whatever. So you have to let people, be the good guy with the gun, sort of thing. So you know what, Democrats, go be the good guy with the gun. Fucking get in there, start holding people accountable. But first, get elected. Stop talking about stupid shit. Start talking about what you're going to do for the country, because, man, I'm sick to death of this bullshit. I am sick. To me, it's almost like a pox on both fucking parties. We need a whole new way of looking at politics in the United States, in my humble opinion, because it's just so. It's just so limp.
Slogan for the Democrats: weed out the weenies. Weed out the weenies.
Weed out the weenies.
Weed out the weenies. We don't need no more weenies. Oh God.
So I've been watching, I don't know if you have or not, but well, that's the phone. Ooh, somebody forgot to turn the phone off before they got on camera.
Oh, suspected spam. I've been getting spam all.
Spam.
My phone is still smarter than I am. Damn thing.
You just press the red right there. Is that, yep. Or you swipe it, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you've been listening to any of the commentary about the political campaign for Senate in Texas, that Senate seat in Texas. And so the Texans, now stupid people, I'm sorry, they're stupid. They are stupid. Went ahead and voted for Paxton, the impeached, corrupt, criminal attorney general, to take over James Cornyn's seat in the election because Trump endorsed him. Well, I think that these people love the fact that this guy is a plural adulterer and has filled his pockets while he's been in office and has multiple corruption charges that he's skating on. So they can't argue with James Talarico, who of course is going to be the Democratic nomination. They can't argue with any of his policies. They can't argue with any of his, all of this stuff. So what they're doing now is they're trying to make it sound like he's not man enough for the job, right? This guy's like deeply Christian. He's, he's athletic. He's a family man. He's all of this stuff, squeaky clean, well educated, blah blah.
He's the Presbyterian. He studied already. I read that he studied for the ministry, and that when he leaves politics, he's going to seminary. Texas is supposed to be full of good old righteous Baptist, Methodist, disciples of Christ, blah, 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 ad nauseum, ad infinitum.
Right. You think that he would be a shoo-in, right?
Yeah, he's a damn, yeah, he's, I mean, they're not the only ones, but my Lord, the Texans are showing a serious face of schizophrenia here. I mean,
well,
they're
are hypocrites, and these are the kinds of people who are Christian but not really. Yeah, Christian, the type of Christian churches that are happy with sexism, racism, classism, all of the isms, and they just love that because it's all about white men. But anyway, so they can't hit him on any of these things. So what they're doing instead is they're calling him like James Talafrico. They're saying he's a vegan. They're saying he's somebody's saying that he's transgender.
Oh my God!
They're calling him low T Talarico, and it's just all of this.
And
he's not manly enough to be a senator.
That sounds like it could be coming out of the White House. That's the way Trump talks about anybody that he doesn't like.
That's right.
Right, straight to the ad hominem, attacks. Yeah.
That's it. So just and with this couple that were here with me yesterday, one of the things we were talking about, I guess, I know how it all started. She's a retired guidance counselor. And so I was asking her about that because to me that's a fascinating profession. And I imagine she's got lots and lots of stories to tell. And she was telling some stories about the difference between working in the public school system and the Catholic school system. And how, no. Hey, get off the table. Hey, go, get off.
Romeo.
Excuse us. Romeo, hey, come here. Come on, get off.
Come on.
Get off.
That's a good boy.
Down you go. Sorry. Don't be biting my leg.
When you learn not to draw blood,
That's right. When you're better behaved. Well, no, you can never be on the dining room table.
Right.
You can never be on the dining room table. Anyway, you got a chance to see him a little bit. But so again, it was vaguely veiled racism that kids would frequently be cursing out teachers and kicking them and misbehaving and all this other horrifying shit in the public school system, i.e. where the black kids are. And in the Catholic school system, they all came in, they were quiet, they sat like little angels in their desks and they listened, they were perfect and all this other shit, right? So I said something about, it's just very, very sad to see what I deem kind of a mean-spiritedness more frequently in the country, not just in schools or wherever else. And she said, "Oh my God, I absolutely know what you mean." And like I was just shocked by the things that I heard people say, after Charlie Kirk got assassinated. So, yeah, that was really, really terrible. But like when you have somebody who's at the top of the pyramid saying stuff like that every day, I said, you gotta hold on. We're gonna have to pause.